One thing that defines New Haven is its award-winning cuisine. There is something for every appetite. Casey Rutan is the chef de cuisine at Zinc, located in the heart of the city. Welcome, Casey.
Hi, it's good to be here.
It's wonderful to have you with us, and we're also really here to also talk about Restaurant Week coming up.
Absolutely.
And when is that happening?
It's November 7th to the 12th. It's a Sunday through a Friday. Lunch and dinner. Lunch is $16 and some change. Dinner is $29. Lunch is 2 courses pre-fee. Dinner is 3 courses pre-fee.
And you've been doing this for how long now?
This is our 5th one, so we did it from the very first.
And so obviously it's been very popular, otherwise you wouldn't be doing this.
It is popular, and more restaurants are jumping on board. I think it's a good opportunity for people to visit multiple restaurants in a week, or maybe go to restaurants that they wouldn't necessarily want to spend the money on. And have it be more affordable. Really get to see what we do, really get to experience things in the city that they don't necessarily do on a regular basis.
Absolutely, and we get to taste a little bit of something that you guys have, I assume, on the menu.
This is on our regular menu. Yeah, we just put it on about 2 weeks ago.
And what's the name of this recipe?
It's pistachio-crusted black cod with spiced sweet potato puree, caramelized Brussels sprouts, and some pomegranate seeds.
Let's take a look at the ingredients that you have here.
Sure.
What do we have here? These are the spices?
These are the spices for the spiced sweet potatoes. Well, cayenne, thyme, allspice, star anise, cardamom, nutmeg, clove, cinnamon.
All right. People at home, I'm sure you're writing all this down, but we'll also have the recipe on our website. So let's take a look at where should we start?
Well, let's start with searing the fish.
Okay.
Then we'll go into making the sauce.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, in my pan, I'm just going to take a little bit of oil.
Is that olive oil, regular oil,
This is a blend.
Oil?
It's a blend of vegetable and olive. I found that olive oil smokes at a little too low of a temperature.
Okay.
And I can't get a good sear on my fish.
Oh, interesting. All right, and now you just added butter.
A little bit of butter.
Tablespoon? Whatever is that?
Give or take, tablespoon. Okay. And it's always really important to season every time.
Absolutely. That's sea salt?
That is kosher
salt. Okay.
So I'll just lay the fish down in the butter. Basically season the backside as well. I'm just looking to get a nice caramelized golden brown on the flesh of the fish.
Okay.
Okay. Now while we're doing that, I'll just show you the sauce. Take sweet potatoes.
Is that one potato?
That's about a potato.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll take some vegetable stock. You could also use chicken stock. Really personal preference there. I like vegetable stock because it allows pescatarians to eat the dish.
Do you let it simmer or you let it boil? What do you do?
I'm going to bring it to a simmer, and I'm going to infuse it with the flavors of ginger.
Okay.
And then just a pinch.
That's a chunk. You have chunks of ginger there. Usually I see it in I guess, in smaller pieces.
You can also use a powder if you want.
Okay, powder, good. That's what I usually have.
Just a pinch of it. Fresh ginger I really like. What I'm going to simmer this over a little bit of onion.
Oh, and you just added all the spices in there, right?
All the spices just threw right in.
Okay.
I'm going to simmer this until the sweet potato becomes tender. Then I'm going to pull out the star anise and the cinnamon stick.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out a little bit of the ginger. I find if I leave all that in there, it's just a little too spicy. I'll puree that in a blender. Then I'll add it back to a pot, which is what I have here.
Right here. So this is what it should look like after all of it is done. This is the sweet potato. Everything's in there.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like a soup masquerading as a sauce, almost. It's got all those nice fall, like pumpkin pie spices, but in a savory application, which really evokes some positive memories for me. So once we're here, you can thin it out with a little more veg stock if you have to. And then I just like to add maybe a tablespoon of butter to it. That'll give me a nice glossy sheen on my finished sauce.
And while you're doing that, you actually came from the Midwest.
I did.
And your mom pushed natural products.
Well, I grew up on a small farm. So we grew a lot of our own. We had an apple orchard not too far, so like fresh cider was daily. You know, we weren't very far from goats, so I drank a lot of goat milk. You know, we had our own farm eggs that our own chickens would lay. So the farm to table thing is very close to my heart from the time I was, just growing up.
And that's how you cook as well.
Absolutely. So once I have my butter in here, I'm going to add just a squeeze of lemon. Chef instructor in culinary school once told me the lemon's like liquid sunshine. It's a little, not the most masculine thing to say, but I kind of agree. It really brightens things up. And a pinch
more
of salt.
Okay. How's the fish?
I think we're okay.
All right. You got to taste it constantly,
taste
don't
everything.
you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So once I get a nice color on my fish, I'll flip it.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And right at this time, I'm going to take my pistachio crust, which is ground pistachio, sage, brown butter, little lemon zest, and salt and pepper. And I'll just crust the fish with it, and I'm going to slide it right into an oven.
All right.
Okay?
And then, what do we do with the pomegranate?
Well, the pomegranate's going to be a garnish.
All right.
So we can lose a couple of seeds out of it right now. The easiest way, you can dig in this thing all day long, but if you flip it upside down and just take a spoon and gently tap it,
and that's it?
They just fall right out.
Well, yeah, I don't do it that way. We have about a minute now, so where are we with our cooking?
Oh, let's do the Brussels sprouts.
All right.
Brussels sprouts in a pan with a little bit of butter.
I love Brussels sprouts. Not a lot of people do, though.
A little oil. Well, what we're going to do with these, we're going to caramelize them. So they're going to really take on a popcorn flavor. They're going to lose the Brussels sprouts. I think that people don't like Brussels sprouts because they're overcooked or boiled in bland water.
You're right. I've seen that. So, but I still like it that way, but this looks really nice.
Caramelizing them.
Okay.
And add a nice layer of flavor. So that's plenty of pomegranate seeds.
Perfect.
So let me have you ladle this sauce on the plate.
It's right here. Okay.
And this dish really speaks to Zinc's commitment to sustainable. Black cod is very sustainable. It's not being overfished.
Right.
Local, which is where I got my sweet potatoes. That's really what we're about. It's our mission statement in life.
Excellent. Now, where do we put this?
Well, we're going to garnish with those in a minute.
Okay.
They add a nice sweet, sour flavor, but they're also really pretty.
Here's your plate.
So let's start with, you just want to set that
right
down.
There. Okay.
Just a couple of ladles of my sweet potato sauce.
And then the fish?
And then if you want to scatter the
around it?
Pomegranate seeds just around, just in the sauce.
Oh, in the sauce. Okay. All right. We have a few seconds left.
All right. Then we'll take a little bit more of the crust, which you have over here.
All right. Hold on. Let me get that for you.
Got it.
And while you're doing that, I just want to remind everybody that the recipe is on our website. And if you want more information about Restaurant Week happening Sunday, November 7th through Friday, November 12th, all the information right there on your screen. And here comes the Brussels sprouts, and then the fish is then added, and it looks
you just have to pretend that that's cooked.
Just beautiful. Casey, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.